All right, guys, Papa Crun back for another video. Thank you for showing up. Today we are talking about a new player review of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm 110 hours into it, and we'll get my opinion out there at the end of the video. Let's take a look. First and foremost, I make the commitment to you now that I will not be putting any spoilers in here. There will be no spoilers for those of you looking to buy the game that haven't played through the story yet. I have put about 110 hours into Final Fantasy XIV so far, and I must admit it's been a very good experience. A Realm Reborn starts off a little bit slowly. I will admit openly that it probably took me about 4 or 5 attempts at getting into the game since the game launched to really bite into it and just love it. But now that I'm here, I wish I would have taken more time to play it before. If I would have taken more time, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But I kept falling off right at the same spot every time. Well, this time I decided I was going to power through it. And I got to, it was about level 40 when this main story quest starts to really blossom. It's got all that groundwork laid. You can hop right into it. You understand it. It starts becoming cohesive as you move on. And it is fantastic. Once you do get through A Realm Reborn and you start moving into the bridge between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, it really is just such a cool experience when you get there. The storyline at that point, you can tell they're really starting to pipe it up and put some energy into it, and it becomes so good so quick. There's just so much to it. You have got to see it in action for yourself to understand why I'm getting so excited about it. And then once you get into Heavensward, that is where you unlock some specific classes that I really enjoy playing. It is also where I started really grouping with other players quite a bit, like a pretty consistent set of players to get through some of the content. And it's added so much enjoyment into the game. I am in love with the game. Overall, I honestly, spoiler, would give it about a 10 out of 10. The game is just fantastic. It is so much better. I was playing WoW for quite a while, and I mean, I probably have over at least 5,000 hours into World of Warcraft, and this game just came in like a wrecking ball once I decided that I was going to really sink time into it. And I canceled my subscription to WoW. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It's so much fun. And that's not even getting into the combat. The combat system in this game is awesome. Oh, wow. There are strings of actions that you can do that will make the subsequent abilities more powerful or add different effects to them. So for me personally, playing my warrior as I was leveling him, I had about, what was it, a string of about 3 abilities. And if I used my final ability without hitting the other 2 first, it would just drop that damage. So you really had to be mindful of what abilities you were using when, and making sure that you were continuing that trend. And the combat between the characters, or between you and your group mates rather, as you're playing, is it just feels good. You got that holy trinity, the tank, the healer, and the DPS, and it is just such a nice feeling as a tank when I know that me as a tank, I'm holding the aggro. I'm taking all that damage. I'm going to have my DPS dealing damage, and my healers are going to be healing as well as dealing some damage. But it really brings back that old school MMO feel, and I love it so much. I will say that, again, especially in Realm Reborn, the only con that I have for this is that during A Realm Reborn, the storyline really kind of drags for a little bit. It picks up towards the second half of A Realm Reborn, but that first, like I said, probably about 40 levels, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. At least it was for me, because I was focusing solely on the main story quest. I wasn't doing any of the side quests or any of that, so that probably didn't help a whole lot. It is really cool how when you get into the end game, there's like 2 different sides of the end game, right? There's those players that really love the progression, and then there's the players that focus more on like the aesthetic parts of it. So there's clothing, there's mounts, there's different weapon accessories that you can get, and you can use glamour to change the appearance of all your gear. It's really just a neat system. There's so much to do in this game. Like I said, I have about 110 hours into it. I have barely even scratched the surface. I'd say I'm probably not even 30% of the way through it. I'm excited about what this game means in the long run as I play it, and it's going to be a long-term game for me. And if you did get any value out of this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on all notifications. And then on top of that, I will be streaming every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 p.m. until midnight, those 2 days. There will be new video uploads every Monday and Thursday, as well as shorts throughout the week. So keep an eye out for those. Thank you guys. If you want to find any of my other socials, they're down in the description below. Have a great week.